Now, your basic potato can is, there's a variety of designs. They all share some similarities. One is they have a combustion chamber, that's the bigger piece. And then you have the barrel. Yes, Madison, I was aiming at you. Now, what you do is you take your potato, way to go, Idaho, and you put the chunk of potato in, and then you put it down so it's right at the base of the barrel. If you do it right, it completely seals it off. That's a little trickier than it sounds, actually.
You have to trim the potato sometimes.
Well, you do. You trim it with the barrel. I'll show you when we get out there. Anyway, so you get the potato chunk down here at the end of the barrel. Then you take your propellant. I've used in the past regular old original Reichel. Works pretty well. Here are the, for those that are, ever seen something like this before? Didn't think so. Yeah. The ingredients, alcohol, that's good. Hydrofluorocarbon, that's good. Propylene glycol, that's not
Are
bad.
these in order?
Fragrance,
Are these in order?
yeah, on here, yeah. And something called
So alcohol's the main.
triclosan, I have no idea. Anyway, alcohol is the main ingredient, and often the propellant, what pushes this stuff out, can be flammable as well. So they don't really list that as an ingredient because that doesn't, participate in the function of this stuff. But often it is. All right, so what you do is this: you put a little squirt in there, and then you cap it with the plug on the end. Now, the thing is, we're looking at combustion. This is a hydrocarbon. And as you should have seen over and over again now, when you combust, burn hydrocarbons, the products are what?
Carbon dioxide, not water.
Carbon dioxide, water, oh yeah, there's a third thing.
Just kidding.
Heat.
Heat.
And that's what we're actually after. Because when it burns, what's in here are hot gases. If they're hot, what does that mean is happening to the atoms? They're vibrating more vigorously. So when they hit and collide with each other, they do it harder and faster. Two things can happen. One is that causes them to expand. But in here, you've sealed off this end with a chunk of potato. The plastic is very rigid itself. You got it plugged. So instead of the volume going up, the pressure goes up. So focus on your imagination on that little chunk of potato that'll be in here. On this side is a high pressure. On the other side, is there any pressure at all? We're in a vacuum. Of course there's pressure. You got 20 miles of air over your head pushing down on you. There's quite a bit of pressure. You just don't notice it. But yeah, there's pressure pushing back, but there's more pressure on this side. And when you have higher pressure on one side, lower pressure on the other, you get a push from high to low. And it will continue, then what that does is it causes it to start to accelerate. And as long as what's on the back side is higher pressure than on the other side, it will continue to accelerate, but as soon as it leaves the end of the barrel, it's the same pressure on both sides, right? And then it just coasts. Which is why the longer the barrel, the faster it will go. It's also why, for instance, with the pistol, the little short barrel, if you think about how fast that bullet might be coming out the end of the barrel on a pistol, you take that same bullet, put it into a rifle, and it'll be going much faster because of the longer barrel. Up to a point, the longer the barrel, the faster it'll be going, and by the way, the easier it is to point it where you want it to go. Now, that's...
Is that your target?
That's true of any gun. Interesting little fact. Saddam Hussein, before the country was invaded and he was overthrown, deposed, was building a gun. A really big gun. It was so big that they mounted it on the ground in a big old trench. And you couldn't move it. It was only pointed one direction, but for him, that's all he wanted. It was pointed at Israel.
Oh.
And the barrel was about a half a mile long. Yep. And the idea was this. If you want to deliver a warhead, it could be biological, chemical, nuclear. The traditional way of doing it, of course, is on the end of a rocket. And, you know, that does work. Another way to do it is just shoot it out of a big old gun. And as long as, you know, you can aim it where you want it to go, it will work and probably be a whole lot cheaper. So the gun was found when we invaded. They found it. Just big, like I said, this big thing dug in the ground. And, you know, he was deposed before he had a chance to fire it. It should have worked fine. Another example of the same thing, though, is a similar design that if we ever establish a permanent base on the moon, moon's got all kinds of minerals. Shouldn't surprise you there. And it'd be nice to get them back to the Earth. One idea is if we actually do that, you could make essentially a big potato cannon, aim it at the Earth, load it full of your minerals, boom, and shoot it off with the lighter gravity, less gravity that the moon has. You should be able to do that, and it would work over and over and over again.
Yeah, but what about when it lands? It's like a meteor.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's minerals, and you box it up so like the outer covering burns away, and you still get all or most of your whatever it is you're sending back.
Talking about where it hits.
Well, you can aim it. No, they can adjust those things, and you'd be surprised how much accuracy they can get. I mean, you think about.
It's gonna make a huge hole in the earth.
Well, you do it in the right, just the right way. You can package it with something with a parachute on it too, if you want to.
Let's do it.
Oh, so that's not a problem. You can overcome that easily, actually. Because I mean, if you think about when we went to the moon, it took something like that, but to get back, this little bug-like thing, it wasn't very hard at all. All right. So that's the science behind a potato cannon. I think we should go see if we can make this work.
Cool. Let's go.
Air.
Practice
The,
Jedi skills.
Get the past residue out of there. We want oxygen. Now, one thing that, as I think I may have mentioned, some people do with these things is they'll overdo the propellant, and the more of that you put in here, the less oxygen there is. And in the worst case, you could have all of the propellant, but none of the oxygen, and it doesn't work at all. And last period, it didn't work at all, and I have no idea why. So I don't know. My confidence is very, very low here. And if it does fail, I will owe you a redo. And like I said, I will spend every free moment this weekend just for you guys figuring out what's going on with it. You know, my suspicion is they may have changed the composition of our deodorant there.
Right guard, not so right.
It's wrong guard.
Wrong guard.
That's right. It ain't so right. All right, so first thing I need to do is get my potato down here. Katie, got the spud? All right, so I've, if you notice, I've tapered the end of this thing, a semi-sharp edge to it. So that's for cutting the plug of potato here. So just do this.
You don't put a whole potato in?
Yeah, do it the other way.
Haven't you ever done a potato gun before? So you're gonna have to pick that up. All right.
It's not on Getchell's
Now,
field.
to get this out of the end of the barrel, I marked the depth of this thing. It's called a ramrod. They actually had to do this like during the Civil War.
Like in the ships? Like the cannonball ships?
Yes, they had to do that as well. And
talking about
every
the
shot
last
required you to do this. All right, and all right. I don't know. Let's see
Can
what
I do
happens.
it? Can I spray it in?
No.
Why?
You're not.
You're not qualified.
You're not qualified.
You don't have a PhD in chemistry.
All right. So let's see what
He doesn't, but
Take
he has a
a
master's.
second
Let's see
blaster.
who's laughing.
Probably.
You gotta put a lot in there. All spray.
All right. So this is fairly strong stuff, and the pressure should be well within the strength of this. But nevertheless, back up just a little bit. Just for,
Is it gonna be loud? I'm plugging my
see
ear.
if we get it to work. All right, come on, baby. Let's see what we get. Ready? Fire in the hole. I think they changed the recipe. Nothing. That's really weird. No, it's not combusting.
Put more in there.
It's not. That's not the problem.
Are you sure? Is your spark thing broke?
Yeah. No, it's working. See? You flick it. Like,
You got the
I
muffler
knew that
bearings all
again
messed
there.
up?
See? That's no problem. Well, you know what? What the heck? Let's put a little more in and see what happens. I don't think that was a
So
problem.
hard to go
Pop
home.
the cap there.
Shake it up.
Put this thing on fast.
I'm so scared.
I don't want to get hit.
With a
Plug,
potato.
yeah, plug it in faster.
Good.
Keep on going slow.
All right. I really don't think that was a problem, but it's worth a try. I think they changed the recipe. All right, here we go. See if that makes any difference. Oh yeah. There we
Take
go.
that, get.
Nice, Shelby. Nice.
What now, Lorenzo?
All right. Very
Good
good.
job, team.
Good job. All right. We'll just kind of toss it here.
Give it to the goat.
Why didn't we throw it at Getchell's field?
All right. Let's head on back to the